Trumpets. What secrets are hidden within the sound of the 7 trumpets of Revelation, announcing divine judgment upon the earth? With each resounding note, a paradox emerges, the promise of destruction, woven with the hope of renewal. How do these ancient echoes resonate with our present age? Could the signs of these prophecies be appearing now in the world around us, a world poised on the brink of profound transformation? In this moment, you stand at the threshold of revelation, where the physical and spiritual realms converge in a dance of destiny. Stay with us. What unfolds next may stir your spirit and awaken your soul. As we delve deeper into the mysterious sound of the trumpets, we find ourselves at a crossroads where ancient prophecy meets modern reality. These echoes from the book of Revelation carry more than just the foreboding of judgment. They are a call to introspection and renewal. Each blast challenges us to ponder the delicate balance between divine justice and mercy, urging humanity to consider its path amidst the turmoil of our times. This tension between destruction and hope is not merely a tale of the past, but a living narrative that beckons us to question our spiritual alignment. Are we attuned to the signs that may be manifesting in our world today, or do we remain oblivious to the call for transformation? In exploring this profound question, we begin a journey of spiritual discovery, one that invites us to reflect and perhaps realign our hearts with the divine. Let us embark on this sacred journey together as the path now opens before us. Throughout the ages, the sound of divine judgment has echoed through the corridors of time, summoning nations and individuals to face their truths. In the pages of Exodus, we witness the mighty plagues that struck Egypt, a nation brought low by its own stubborn heart. The tale of Sodom and Gomorrah further reveals the consequences of moral decay, with fire and brimstone standing as a solemn reminder of the dangers of straying from righteousness. These ancient stories resonate with us today, reminding us of a spiritual reality that transcends time. The book of Revelation, with its vivid imagery and profound symbolism, serves as a culmination of these themes. Here, the 7 trumpets announce a series of divine judgments, each one a clarion call for repentance and renewal. This narrative is rich with characters, angels as messengers of God's will, humanity as both witness and participant, and the earth itself as the stage for this cosmic drama. The dance of justice and mercy unfolds within a tapestry of spiritual warfare and divine sovereignty. In this setting, we find ourselves on the verge of understanding the profound spiritual roles at play. Are we the chosen ones who heed the call? Or do we risk becoming adversaries to divine purpose through inaction or disbelief? This reflection invites us into a deeper awareness of the cultural and spiritual currents shaping our world today. As we step into the unfolding story, we are urged to listen closely to the first trumpet's call. As the first trumpet sounds, a celestial echo reverberates through the heavens, causing the earth to tremble under the weight of a divine decree. The book of Revelation, in its apocalyptic grandeur, paints this moment with vivid imagery. Hail and fire mingled with blood cascading upon the earth. 1/3 of the trees and all green grass are consumed, a striking depiction of the corruption that has seeped into creation due to humanity's transgressions. This is not merely a tale of destruction, but a profound revelation of the spiritual discord that has marred the harmony of God's handiwork. In the Genesis narrative, we are reminded of a world crafted in perfection, a garden where every leaf and blade of grass sang praises to its creator. Yet, with the fall of man, sin entered, and creation itself began to groan under its weight. The first trumpet's judgment, is a clarion call, a divine reminder that the earth, once a testament to God's glory, now bears the scars of human rebellion. It is as if the very elements cry out, yearning for redemption, echoing the Apostle Paul's words in Romans, where creation waits with eager longing for the children of God to be revealed. This destruction of vegetation is not just a physical calamity, but a symbolic act, pointing to the spiritual barrenness that ensues when humanity turns away from its divine purpose. The lush, vibrant life that once thrived is now reduced to ashes, a stark metaphor for the spiritual desolation that follows sin. It is a moment of profound spiritual tension, where the physical mirrors the spiritual, urging us to reflect on the state of our own souls and the impact of our actions on the world around us. The first trumpet, in its resounding clarity, serves as both a warning and an invitation. It warns of the consequences of straying from the path of righteousness, yet it also invites us to turn back, to seek restoration and healing. As the smoke of destruction rises, so too does the hope for renewal. For in God's narrative, judgment is never the end but a precursor to redemption. As we stand at the cusp of this revelation, let us ponder the state of our own hearts and the world we inhabit. The first trumpet beckons us to awaken, to heed the call of the divine, and to prepare for the unfolding of the next chapter in this sacred story. As the second trumpet echoes, the celestial symphony shifts its focus from the earth to the vast, boundless seas. The book of Revelation paints a haunting scene where a mighty mountain, ablaze with fire, is hurled into the ocean, turning a third of the seas into blood. This cataclysmic vision is not just an image of destruction, but a profound reflection on the spiritual and ecological balance disrupted by humanity's relentless quest for power and greed. The seas, once brimming with life and a symbol of divine abundance, now mirror the blood-stained consequences of a world that has turned its back on its creator. In the scriptures, the seas have always held a dual significance. They are both a source of life and a symbol of chaos. In Genesis, the Spirit of God hovers over the waters, bringing order out of chaos. Yet, here in Revelation, we witness the reversal of this divine act, as the seas become a testament to the chaos that ensues when humanity forsakes its divine calling. The transformation of the seas into blood echoes the plagues of Egypt, a reminder of God's power and the dire consequences of hard-heartedness. It is a vivid portrayal of the spiritual turmoil that arises when the natural order is upended by human sin. This disruption extends beyond the waters themselves, reaching into the very heart of global trade and ecological stability. The sea, a conduit for commerce and cultural exchange, becomes a graveyard of ships and a harbinger of economic collapse. It is a stark warning of the fragility of human constructs, built on the shifting sands of materialism and exploitation. The prophecy reveals the interconnectedness of creation, where the spiritual and the physical are inextricably linked, and the consequences of sin ripple through every facet of existence. Yet, amid this turmoil, there lies a deeper revelation, the call to repentance and the promise of renewal. The blood-red seas serve as a mirror, reflecting the state of human hearts and the urgent need for spiritual awakening. It is a moment of divine invitation, urging us to turn away from the path of destruction and to seek the living waters that flow from the throne of God. In this sacred narrative, judgment is not the final word, but a prelude to redemption, a call to return to the Creator who longs to restore and heal. As we contemplate the weight of these revelations, let us prepare our hearts for the unfolding of the next trumpet's sound. where the heavens themselves will bear witness to the divine drama that continues to unfold. As the third trumpet sounds, a new chapter in this celestial story unfolds, introducing the mysterious star named Wormwood. This star, blazing across the heavens, descends upon the rivers and springs, turning them into a bitter draught. The name Wormwood resonates with ancient echoes, symbolizing a deep bitterness that goes beyond the physical. In the scriptures, wormwood often represents sorrow and calamity, a sign of spiritual and moral decay. Here, it serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of humanity's separation from divine truth. The poisoning of the waters is not just a physical disaster, but a spiritual allegory, illustrating the pervasive corruption that seeps into the very core of life. Water, the source of nourishment and purification, becomes tainted, reflecting the inner turmoil of a world that has abandoned its spiritual roots. This transformation speaks to the heart of human existence, where the purity of divine wisdom is often overshadowed by the bitterness of pride and self-deception. The rivers, once flowing with life, now mirror the spiritual desolation that arises when humanity turns away from the living God. In this vision, the star Wormwood acts as both a warning and a revelation. It reveals the fragility of human constructs and how easily they can be corrupted. The bitterness of the waters symbolizes the spiritual thirst that plagues humanity, a thirst that cannot be quenched by earthly pursuits or material gain. It is a call to seek the true source of life, the living waters offered by Christ, which alone can cleanse and restore the soul. This celestial event is a divine invitation to return to the wellspring of faith and to drink deeply from the waters of salvation. As we witness the unfolding of this prophecy, the emotional depth of the narrative draws us into a moment of introspection. The bitterness of wormwood challenges us to examine the waters of our own lives, to discern the sources of our spiritual nourishment. Are we drinking from the pure streams of divine truth, or have we allowed the bitterness of the world to seep into our souls? This moment of reflection is a pivotal turning point, urging us to realign our hearts with the eternal truths that offer hope and redemption. With the sound of the third trumpet still echoing in our ears, we are left to ponder the weight of these revelations. The stage is set for the next act in this divine drama, where the heavens will once again bear witness to the unfolding of God's cosmic plan. Let us prepare our hearts for the continuation of this sacred journey as we move ever closer to the ultimate fulfillment of prophecy. As the fourth trumpet echoes through the heavens, a profound transformation unfolds before our eyes, a celestial curtain drawn across the sky, enveloping the world in an eerie twilight. The sun, moon, and stars, those ancient beacons of divine order, are dimmed, their light reduced by a third. This cosmic alteration disrupts the natural cycles that have governed life since creation, symbolizing a significant shift in the balance between light and darkness. In this moment, we are reminded of the delicate harmony that sustains our existence, a harmony now fractured by the weight of divine judgment. The darkening of the skies is not merely a physical phenomenon, but a spiritual allegory, reflecting the loss of divine order in the hearts of humanity. As the natural world mirrors the spiritual state of the soul, we are confronted with the consequences of our estrangement from the Creator. The absence of light symbolizes the absence of divine wisdom, a world stumbling in spiritual obscurity. This celestial event invites us to ponder the darkness within, the shadows that creep into our lives when we stray from the path of righteousness. In the scriptures, light is often synonymous with truth and revelation, a guiding force that illuminates our journey toward the divine. The dimming of the heavenly bodies serves as a poignant reminder of the spiritual blindness that ensues when we turn away from God's truth. It is a call to awaken from our slumber, to seek the light that dispels the shadows of ignorance and fear. This moment of cosmic upheaval challenges us to examine the sources of light in our own lives, to discern whether we are guided by the eternal flame of divine wisdom or the flickering embers of worldly pursuits. As the heavens bear witness to this celestial drama, the emotional depth of the narrative draws us into a moment of introspection. The darkened skies challenge us to reflect on the light we carry within, to consider whether it is sufficient to guide us through the encroaching darkness. Are we prepared to stand firm in our faith, to shine as beacons of hope in a world overshadowed by despair? This moment of reflection is a pivotal turning point, urging us to rekindle the flame of faith and to become vessels of divine light. With the fourth trumpet's echoes still resonating in our souls, we are left to contemplate the profound implications of this revelation. The stage is set for the next chapter in this divine narrative, where the cosmic order will continue to unfold according to God's eternal plan. Let us prepare our hearts for the continuation of this sacred journey as we move ever closer to the ultimate fulfillment of prophecy. As the echoes of the fourth trumpet linger, the fifth trumpet sounds, ushering in a new chapter of this divine saga, a chapter that draws us into the depths of the abyss. From this chasm of darkness, locusts emerge, not as mere earthly creatures, but as harbingers of profound spiritual and psychological torment. These locusts, with their ominous presence, symbolize the inner turmoil that grips the soul when severed from divine grace. Their emergence marks a shift from external cosmic disturbances to the internal, unseen battles within the human heart. In the book of Revelation, these locusts are described as having the power to torment, not to kill, echoing the relentless anguish of a conscience estranged from God. They are commanded not to harm the grass or any green thing, but only those who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. This distinction underscores the spiritual protection afforded to those who remain steadfast in their faith, a divine mark that shields them from the full brunt of this torment. The locust's torment is not a physical affliction, but a piercing psychological and spiritual distress, a reminder of the emptiness that ensues when one's soul is devoid of divine presence. The imagery of the abyss and the locusts invites us to reflect on the nature of spiritual desolation. In the absence of divine light, the mind becomes a battlefield, besieged by doubts, fears, and anxieties that gnaw at the very essence of our being. This torment is a manifestation of the inner chaos that arises when we are disconnected from our Creator, a chaos that mirrors the disorder of the world around us. The locust's relentless assault serves as a metaphor for the spiritual warfare that rages within, a call to seek refuge in the divine and to fortify our souls against the encroaching darkness. As we contemplate the significance of this revelation, we are drawn into a deeper understanding of the spiritual struggle that defines our existence. The locust's torment is a clarion call to examine the state of our souls, to discern whether we are anchored in the eternal truth of God's love, or adrift in the tumultuous seas of worldly despair. It is an invitation to embrace the transformative power of faith, to allow the divine light to illuminate the shadows that threaten to consume us. In this moment of profound introspection, we are reminded of the enduring hope that lies in the promise of redemption. As the fifth trumpet's reverberations fade into the tapestry of prophecy, we stand on the threshold of yet another revelation, poised to witness the unfolding of God's eternal plan. Let us prepare our hearts for the next chapter in this sacred journey as we move ever closer to the ultimate fulfillment of divine prophecy. As the echoes of the fifth trumpet fade, the sixth trumpet resounds, unveiling a vision of immense magnitude and gravity. From the ancient banks of the Euphrates, a river rich with history and prophecy, emerges an army, a vast host of 200 million. This formidable force, as depicted in the Book of Revelation, transcends mere earthly warriors, symbolizing the spiritual and moral struggles that beset humanity. Their arrival marks a crucial point in the divine story, as the world stands on the edge of unprecedented turmoil. The imagery of this colossal army, with horses exhaling fire, smoke, and sulfur, conjures a sense of looming disaster. It serves as a stark reminder of the destructive potential lying dormant within human hearts, a potential that, when divorced from divine guidance, can unleash chaos in both the physical and spiritual worlds. These fearsome riders embody the zenith of unchecked human ambition and the relentless quest for power and dominance. Their advance is a clarion call to scrutinize the forces that propel us, urging us to discern whether we are guided by the light of compassion or the shadows of greed and violence. Yet, amid the chaos and destruction wrought by this mighty army, a deep tragedy unfolds. Despite the clear evidence of divine intervention and the stark reality of their own mortality, humanity remains unrepentant. Many hearts grow hardened, turning away from the redemption that lies within reach. This stubborn resistance to change, this refusal to acknowledge the divine presence, highlights the profound spiritual blindness that can afflict the soul. It is a poignant reminder that even in the face of cataclysmic events, the human spirit can remain defiantly unyielding, clinging to the illusions of self-sufficiency and control. In this moment of profound revelation, we are invited to reflect on the essence of repentance and its transformative power. The sixth trumpet acts as a mirror, reflecting the state of our own hearts and challenging us to confront the areas of our lives that resist divine grace. It is a call to awaken from our spiritual slumber, to recognize the urgency of the times, and to embrace the path of humility and surrender. As the echoes of the sixth trumpet weave into the tapestry of prophecy, we stand at a crossroads, ready to witness the unfolding of the next chapter in this sacred journey. Let us prepare our hearts for the revelations yet to come, as we journey ever closer to the ultimate fulfillment of God's eternal plan. As the echoes of the sixth trumpet fade away, the narrative pauses, bringing forth a divine moment of hope amidst the tumultuous backdrop of judgment. Here, in the heart of Revelation's prophecy, two witnesses emerge, their presence a beacon of light in the encroaching darkness. Clad in sackcloth, these prophetic figures stand resolute, embodying the spirit of Elijah and Moses, calling forth the ancient echoes of divine intervention. Their voices, like a clarion call, pierce through the chaos, offering a message of repentance and redemption to a world on the brink of despair. These witnesses, described in Revelation 11, are granted authority to prophesy for 260 days, a period rich with biblical significance. Their testimony serves as a profound reminder of God's enduring mercy even amidst judgment. As they stand, like olive trees and lampstands before the Lord of the earth, their presence testifies to the unyielding light of truth that cannot be extinguished by the encroaching shadows. They wield powers reminiscent of the plagues of Egypt, turning waters to blood and striking the earth with every kind of plague. Yet their ultimate purpose is not destruction, but the awakening of the human heart to the possibility of redemption. Amidst the judgment, their message is one of hope, a divine invitation to turn from the path of destruction and embrace the grace offered by the Almighty. Their words are a balm to those who have ears to hear, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the light of God's love remains steadfast and true. The presence of these witnesses underscores the duality of prophecy, a call to repentance and a promise of restoration. They stand as living symbols of the power of faith, urging humanity to relinquish the chains of pride and embrace the freedom found in surrender to the divine will. Yet their testimony faces opposition. The forces of darkness, embodied in the beast that rises from the abyss, seek to silence their voices, to extinguish the hope they bring. But even in death, the witness's message endures, for their resurrection and ascension into heaven serve as a powerful testament to the ultimate victory of life over death, of light over darkness. Their ascension is a foretaste of the resurrection promise, a glimpse of the eternal hope that awaits those who choose the path of righteousness. As we stand in the shadow of their testimony, we are invited to reflect on the power of faith amidst adversity. The story of the two witnesses challenges us to consider the legacy of our own lives, to ponder the impact of our testimony in a world yearning for truth. As their voices fade into the tapestry of prophecy, let us carry forward their message of hope, preparing our hearts for the revelations yet to unfold. As you stand at this crossroads of eternity, the echoes of the 7 trumpets resonate within your soul. Do you feel the weight of the earth's lament? The cry for renewal that mirrors the longing within your own heart? In this moment of quiet reflection, can you sense the urgency to turn from the barrenness of spirit and seek the path of divine restoration? The blood-stained seas reflect more than the chaos of a world gone astray. They reflect the turmoil within your own heart. Have you turned away from your Creator, allowing the tide of judgment to creep closer, or will you dive into the living waters that promise peace and renewal? The choice is yours, but the time for decision draws near. In the bitterness of Wormwood, you find a mirror that reveals the state of your soul. Are you nourishing yourself with the truth that brings life, or are you drowning in despair, unable to see the light that beckons you home? As the heavens whisper their warnings, you must decide whether to cling to the shadows or let the light of divine truth cleanse and restore your spirit. As the celestial lights dim, casting shadows upon the earth, so too do the shadows grow within when you stray from divine wisdom. Are you prepared to let your inner light shine, guiding you through the encroaching night? Or will the darkness consume you? This is your moment of decision, a call to awaken from the slumber of indifference and ignite the flame of faith within your heart. In the stillness of this moment, allow the weight of these questions to settle upon you. Feel the urgency of the call to grace, the invitation to step into the light that dispels all darkness. As the final notes of the trumpet sound, stand ready with a heart open to transformation, and let the divine whisper lead you into the climax of this journey. As the final trumpet readies to sound, a divine truth unfolds before us, a truth that has woven its way through the tapestry of history, prophecy, and now, this very moment. The revelation is not merely in the calamities that shake the earth, but in the promise that emerges from their shadow. Here lies the heart of the prophecy, the assurance that beyond the chaos and ruin, a kingdom of peace and righteousness awaits. This is the divine truth, the culmination of all that has been foretold, a new heaven and a new earth where God Himself will dwell among His people. Yet, dear soul, what is at stake is nothing less than your own eternal destiny. The trumpets are not just a call to witness the world's transformation, but an urgent plea to examine the transformation within yourself. Will you heed the call to repentance and faith, or will you remain captive to the world's fleeting shadows? The choice is yours, and it is one that reverberates through the corridors of eternity. This is not a time for complacency, but a moment of profound decision, a moment that echoes the urgency of the prophet's cry. Today, if you hear His voice, do not harden your hearts. Feel the weight of this moment, the awe that accompanies the revelation of divine purpose. As the echoes of the trumpets fade into a sacred silence, let your heart be stirred to action. This is your invitation to step into the light of truth, to embrace the hope of renewal that the prophecy promises. Stand at the threshold of transformation and let your spirit awaken to the divine call. Here, in the climax of this journey, you are confronted with the undeniable truth. The time is now, and the decision is yours. Choose the light and let it guide you into the embrace of eternal grace. As you stand at this pivotal moment, I invite you to pause and reflect. What does this divine truth mean for you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your reflections might be the light someone else needs. Engage in this sacred conversation, for it is in sharing that we often find deeper understanding. If this journey through prophecy has stirred something within you, I encourage you to subscribe and join us as we continue to explore these profound revelations. Together, let us remain spiritually alert, listening for the whispers of truth that guide us closer to the heart of the divine plan. Remember, the time is now. In the quiet urgency of this moment, allow yourself to embrace the sacred invitation laid before you. Choose to walk in the light and let your spirit be renewed by the promise of eternal grace.